I have acquired 24 indie eyeshadow palettes, and today I have done the mammoth task of ranking them all. And today I'm going to be sharing the palettes with you. I'm going to be talking all about them, and I'm going to be telling you why they are where they are on the list. Would I recommend them? All that kind of stuff. We're going to be doing a massive deep dive into indie goodness today, and I'm so unbelievably excited. But just before we do jump into the video, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I upload every single day, and this is part one of my ranking series. I'm going to be ranking my drugstore palettes and my high-end palettes as well, so definitely stay tuned for that because I'm so excited to delve into those. But I think indie is definitely my biggest category, and I'm really excited to jump straight into it. I'm going to be swatching a few things, you're going to be seeing a few real close-ups of these palettes, and I'm so unbelievably excited. I do just want to give a disclaimer now. Most of the Pastel Roses palettes, all of the Odin's Eye palettes, and all of the Titanium Foxes palettes have been sent to me in PR, plus a few other bits and bobs. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much to all the brands that do support me and my channel. It really, really means the world, but I want to give that disclaimer straight off the bat because I know some people do get a little bit annoyed when I keep saying, this is PR, this is PR, this is PR. So I'm just going to make that disclaimer right now, and I'm going to jump into it. So at 24 and 25, I actually have two palettes that I couldn't really rank, so I've had to put them at the bottom, and that's because I've not actually used them yet. Both of these palettes are from Adept Cosmetics, and again, it's not because I don't like them, it's not because I hate the formula or anything like that. I just can't rank them because I haven't had chance to use them. So the first palette is the Vivette palette, and this, oh my goodness me, is so much fun. I really think the mix of these bright mattes and these kind of more subtle duochromes go so well together, and I'm so excited to get my hands into this. This I literally opened yesterday, I think, and unfortunately I've not had a chance to use it. However, I will be using this ASAP. I'm not going to swatch it because I've not done the close-up video, like B-rolls of it yet, but I'm itching to try this palette out. I'm really, really glad that they have not only a black, but also this kind of transition-y shade as well down here. It kind of gives a break. It's really heavy, by the way. It's really, really heavy. I've never tried Adept Cosmetics before, but I'm so happy that they sent this over to me. I'm really excited. I love colour, as you guys know, and this palette, the duochromes just look insane in this palette, and I cannot wait to play around with this. So unfortunately this is last spot, but it will not be as of tomorrow, I guarantee you that. I'm so excited to try this out. And then in the same kind of boat, this was in the same PR box, this is the Adept Cosmetics Minka palette, and this is the reformulated version. This isn't a new palette strictly speaking. They did have this palette on their website before, however they have upped the formula a little bit. And again, this packaging just feels so luxe, but look at this beautiful palette. It is so stunning. Look at that. I'm not the biggest fan of pinks. However, these kind of more mauvey tones I do actually like every now and then. And then this like bright teal, like minty shimmer is so stunning. That is called Joshua. And again, just looking at these shimmers makes me want to like dig right into it. I'm so unbelievably excited. This is actually launching the day you're watching this. So if you're interested in this, definitely go and check that out because this is launching like today. Not a drill. Go run. But again, I will be doing a get ready with me with this palette as well as with the Vivette palette very, very, very soon. I'm so thankful. Thank you very much. I feel really bad ranking them so low, but I can't rank them any higher because I've never used them. So let's get into the palettes that I actually have used. Now, something I want to say before we get into the proper ranking, not one of these palettes is bad quality. Not one of these palettes am I sat here thinking like, yeah, this is ranked really low because like it's really bad. All of these palettes are genuinely amazing. I did get rid of a few in my recent declutter video, so all of these are genuinely amazing. The only reason that something may be lower on the list is because of the colour story, and that is definitely very, very true for technically the last spot. Now, this is one of my favourite brands, but sadly not one of my favourite colour stories. This is the Pastel Roses Crushed Diamonds quad, and it is quad number 2. This is a very, very pink toned quad, and you guys may know that pinks are definitely my least favourite colour to wear. Even though I am kind of wearing a pinky purpley look today, I just don't really gravitate towards them. Especially these bright, like saturated pinks. It's just not something that I gravitate towards. I do like these two little duochromes, which are really, really nice. So I'll swatch this one. So pretty. I'm going to try and only swatch one shade from every palette that I talk about. This is a pink, but it's not like in your face pink, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a white base with pink in it, which is really, really nice. But these other shades are a little bit too pink for me, which is absolutely fine. I know you guys will absolutely adore it if you do love these pinky tones. Quality, 10 out of 10, absolutely gorgeous. As you can see there, Pastel Roses, I'm wearing them today. This look was actually a first impressions video, and that went live yesterday. So if you were interested in this look, definitely go and check out that video after you have watched this. This, unfortunately, colour story, not very me. Quality, insanity. Insanely good. In slot 21, this is a very, very similar story. This is the Odin's Eye Rosy Jingle palette. This was one of their Christmas releases this year, and again, you can see very, very vibrant pink, but it does have some yellow in there. It does have a taupe in there, which I mean is so me. But again, these bright pinks don't really do much for me. Again, the quality is really, really nice. It does have these two shades, which I'm like, oh my god, drooling over. This taupe and then this blue, love that. I really want to do just like a normal, boring taupe look with these two shades. I think that would be super, super cute. Honestly, I have like two makeup extremes. I either do things like this or the most boring taupe look you've ever seen in your life. I'm one extreme or the other. But this is very, very similar. It's not really my kind of jam. I like a lot more cool tone, a lot more grungy, a lot more blue, and you'll definitely see that later on in this video because I have some absolute bangers on the way. Let me tell you that for free. But this, very similar to this, just the colour story, not great. For me personally, that is. Something that is actually a very me colour story, this is my Lethal Custom palette. This is taking the number 20 spot. Now this is a very me colour story because I made this palette. I custom made this palette. Lethal was getting so hyped and I was so excited to use it. But the reason why it's number 20 is because this quality just wasn't there for me. I was so excited to try this. I spent about £80 on this, so I can't really get rid of it. I have this like mental block with it. I just can't. I have hit a few pounds in here. It's nice to look at. I love like the look of this palette, but in practice, it's just not like very good. The shimmers are really, really thick. You can see that there's not much going on. I think this is the only palette in this whole video where it's the quality rather than the color story that's putting it so low. It's just like not great. A few of you have said that Lethal have upped their quality in recent years. This is kind of old, so maybe they have, but this has just put me off Lethal a little bit. I don't know, it's just not great. These shimmers are marketed as duochromes. Like, I don't really see it, to be honest. Like, maybe the slightest bit, but I just expected a lot more. And this is what I got. So yeah, love the colour story, obviously, I made it. However, quality not great, so that's why it's at number 20. At number 19, this is a palette that actually has a very sentimental place in my heart. This was the first palette that the Pastel Roses ever sent to me, and I'm forever grateful. But this is the Rose Delights palette. And as you can see, again, it's got those very, very warm pink shades. And for me, How many times can I say it? They're not grabbing me. They're not grabbing me. I love that there's a pop of blue, a pop of green, a pop of lots of different kind of colours to make it a little bit more interesting in this palette. However, I find this palette a little bit hard to work with. I have like these red gradients, these kind of more neutral gradients. I feel like I need to take this home with me over the weekend, one weekend, and just use it. Because I think these two shades together would be really, really nice. This like matte camel kind of shade, and then this blue, I think that'd be great. I think I need to just tone it back. I feel like that's what's wrong with my brain and this palette. I want to make like an insane look with about 20 different shades. However, that's impossible because there's only 15 shades in this palette, but I think I just need to strip it back a little bit, go back to basics with this, and then I'd really have some really stunning looks. I have made a few looks with this, and I really do enjoy the looks, but again, this pink colour story, not really my cup of tea. This shade Delight though, cool tones. But I think I need to play around with this even more than I already have because it does confuse me slightly. Let's swatch. This green is like really jumping out at me. Like the quality of this is insane. And I mean, let's compare it to that Lethal. Like you can see the difference is, I mean, you can see right there. At number 18, we have the sister palette to the Odin's Eye palette that I spoke about before. This is the Odin's Eye Silvery Bliss. And as you can see, it's a little bit more smoky, a little bit more grungy, which is definitely up my street. However, it's still pulling very, very warm and very, very red, which again, I'm just not that big a fan of. Cool tones, absolute dream. Like these few shades, this shade is actually in a Pan Those Eyeshadows project right now, so I have been using this and I have been liking this. It's just this very, very warm vibe. A lot of you said this was very anti-Valentine's instead of Christmas, and I completely agree with you. It's just a little bit difficult. I know that reds make my eyes really, really pop, so I need to get into reds. I really, really need to because I have very pale blue eyes, and I think this palette would complement that so nicely. However, again, I feel like it's one of those that I need to take home over the weekend, really, really use it, get to know it, get to love it a little bit. And I think that's what I'm going to do over February. I think instead of taking my That's Taupe home with me every single week, I'm going to pick a palette that maybe I haven't got to love that much, and I'm going to take that home with me instead. Maybe the That's Taupe palette will have a little bit less use over the first few months, but that's okay because I really want to continue this theme of using my collection. I don't want to get in the habit again of just using my Pan That palette and having everything else neglected. So I think that's going to be a really fun thing to do, and I hope that that will help me in some of these palettes. Moving on to number 17, this again is one of the Pastel Roses quads, and I've actually only used this one time. This is the Pastel Roses Crushed Diamonds quad, and this is quad number 1. It's a very warm, neutral quad, and I used this only very, very recently for a date actually, and I really liked the look that I made. If I do have a picture of it, I'll put it here, but I'm not too sure if I do. But this is what it looks like, very, very neutral. However, I do quite like it. Again, normally warm tones, not really my cup of tea, but I did pull this out because I thought, you know what, I have to use this. I have to give this some kind of love, and I'm really glad that I did. The layout of these palettes are so beautiful. You have 2 blending out shades and then 2 duochromes. This in the inner corner was crazy. It's got a really vibrant yellow reflect to it. You can see that there, like so stunning. This is perfect if you're a neutral lover, but you want something a little bit different, because this is such good quality, indie quality through and through, and the duochromes are amazing. So if you are a neutral lover, you want to just get into indie brands a little bit, I definitely recommend this palette. This is quad number 1, and you can get 20% off with code Caitlin20, not affiliated. I don't earn any money. It's just for you to get some money off. And these are £11 each, by the way, without my code. So there you go. Next at number 16, we are sticking with the Pastel Roses, and this is a very, very similar colour story. So again, if you're kind of eyeing this, but you want a little bit more, then do I have a palette for you? This is the Pumpkin Spice palette, and this was their autumn release, and honestly, it is so beautiful. I'm really happy that there is a mix of cool tones and warm tones in this palette. It makes it a little bit more versatile, but again, it is very, very neutral and overall quite warm leaning. Quality, insane, amazing. I love this shade Latte. You're going to see a lot of these shades coming up, especially in the like top 10 section of this video. I think that it is a really stunning palette, but again, these super bright oranges, oof. I think it's because I panned the Modern Renaissance for 2 years, and these oranges, like bright, very saturated warm tones, have kind of given me a bit of PTSD. But other than that, like, these shades are really pretty. This bottom row, stunning. This shade Cutie is my favorite by far. It has a bit of a blue reflect to it, which blues are my favorite. It's kind of like pink and blue. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but stunning, so pretty. Quality 10 out of 10, but just loses out because it is very, very warm leaning. I don't know what it was, because when I was blonde, I loved warm tones, and then as soon as I went back to my natural hair color, I turned my back on the world, apparently, and just absolutely loved cool tones. So there you go. I just feel like they work a little bit better, especially with my eye color as well. My eye color is very, very cool, so that's the tea on that, I guess. At number 15 is again a Pastel Roses palette. They really, really make amazing quality palettes, but this one is the Frozen Dreams eyeshadow palette, and originally when I ranked these, this was a lot higher. However, you know what? I think I've realized that I'm a little bit scared of this. This is stunning. I never know how to like hold it. It's technically this way because it's like a book, but I'm just gonna hold it this way. I'm a little bit scared of this because I don't find that the shimmers quite match the mattes. So these two are very, very teal blues, but the shimmers are very blue blues. You know? I don't know. I think I just overthink with this. I think I pull this out and then freak myself out a little bit. I could probably make a similar look to the look that I'm wearing today with this, and that would be absolutely amazing. I have done a few real nice looks with this, and that is why obviously it's not down the bottom. This is coming in at number 15. So I like it. I really do like it. It's got the blues in it that I absolutely love. However, I just feel like sometimes this is a little bit scary to me. And I don't feel like I get scared that often of colour stories, but this one for some reason gets me. I want to swatch this shade Tail. Like, this is like a grungy browny blue. Like, that is so unique. I just don't know how to use it though with the palette. I've heard a lot of you guys say like similar things about this as well, and the Rose Delights palette. So maybe again, this is something that I need to take home with me over the weekend and really play around with before I can talk about it again. That is something that I really am focusing on this year, is like getting to know everything rather than just pan that palette. So if I start to drift into exclusive pan that palette territory, shout at me and let me know, because I will appreciate it. Next we have a Mammoth palette to talk about, and this caused a little bit of a stir in the makeup community. At number 14, this is the Odin's Eye Eternal Twilight eyeshadow palette, and this is a half and half palette, half cool tones, half warm tones, and a lot of you guys said that this should have been 2 separate palettes. This is huge, and that was the downfall for a lot of you guys. It's massive. I can't doubt that at all. It is huge. I obviously love this side more than this side. However, I am glad that I have this side, because I would not have bought this side of the palette if I was buying it and if I was like a consumer. However, now I have it, I really do appreciate it. I know I may be alone in that sentiment, but that's just my personal opinion. I really like it. I think it's a really, really good quality palette. However, yeah, it's a beast. It is huge. I think 2 palettes like this way, like normal size. Let me find a palette. This is the Pastel Roses, like a Pastel Roses size palette. would be so pretty. That just really puts into context the size of this. Yeah, 2 little palettes I think would have been really nice, but I kind of understand why they did what they did, because it was based on the like Norse mythology of the twins, I think. There's like opposite twins. I don't know, I'm butchering this. If Odin's Eye are watching this, I'm so sorry. But I understand the theming, and I think that it is really, really cute. However, it's huge. It is massive. It is really big, and often really big palettes do get a little bit neglected because I do have them on my desk instead of in my drawers. So when I'm looking for a palette to use, I'll open my drawers and then just completely forget about the 3 palettes that are too big to go in there. This is one of those 3. So I do like it. I need to use it more, which I know I'm going to say that so many times in this video, but I do need to use it more. But like this shade Guard, I'm so happy this is in there. This is like a Urban Decay Space Cowboy or Colourpop Ritz kind of dupe. That is what that one looks like there. My hand is full of glitter already, so I apologise for that. But I do quite like this. We're getting into palettes that I do really like. At number 13, this was a palette that was a little bit difficult for me to work with at first. This is the Shall We Somber Garden eyeshadow palette, and now I really do like it. However, I still do have one fundamental flaw with this, and that's that all of the shimmers are very red leaning, but not all the mattes are very red leaning. I often have to pull in another shimmer when I'm wearing this palette. Unless I'm wearing this like red, then the shimmers are fine. However, they're all very, very red leaning. I did a Get Ready With Me with this very recently, and I used these kind of blue and then this teal, and I know I couldn't have worn any of the shimmers in here because, say it with me, they're all red leaning. So I had to pull in a different shimmer, which, I mean, for me, might be a good thing because my single eyeshadows do get neglected quite a lot. So if this pushes me to use them, then great. But for the average person, I can appreciate how that would be very, very annoying. The colour story is great. I've not seen a colour story like this. It's very, very unique, and I'm really, really happy about that. However, I would like maybe like a blue shimmer. I'd always take a blue shimmer, even a green shimmer. I think that would be cute. But yeah, very, very hard shimmer-wise. So that's why it didn't get in like top 10 or anything like that. All of these palettes that I've spoken about like recently, they're good, but something's missing, you know, and a good not red shimmer is missing from this palette. So that is number 13. Let's move on to number 12. And number 12, again, is a very, very sentimental palette to me. This is the Odin's Eye Solomon 2 Moon Wish palette, and this was the first ever palette I got sent by Odin's Eye. Honestly, this was one of the biggest pinch me moments of my entire life. Odin's Eye sent me PR. Like, how weird is that? How crazy is that? This is so stunning. This is so stunning. I really do like anything celestial. Anything and whack a star on it, I'll buy it. This is really pretty. I did do a dedicated review and a 3 looks 1 palette with this, and I absolutely loved it. I loved all the looks that I made. My YouTube thumbnail is with this palette, and I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think she's stunning. She's so pretty, and I love her. I'm not really a big fan of these like purples and pinks on their own, but when they're paired with either blues or yellows, I really do tend to like them a lot more, because it's not just like a pink. It's something a little bit more like sunsetty and a little bit more vibrant, and that's what I just love. This yellow matte is definitely not very pigmented. It's definitely more of like a subtle matte, so that's a little bit tricky to work with every now and then. But other than that, this palette is really, really stunning. It does have a few little flaws, but I think it's gorgeous. Like, I could just look at this all day, honestly. You're gonna have to pry me away from this because she is so beautiful. I'm so happy. This is definitely more my thing than the super warm tone releases that they've been coming out with recently. So I want more things like this. More cool tones, please, Odin's Eye. More cool tones. You've not done a cool tone in a while. So everything from here on out, I really, really like. When I rank my palettes, or anything for that matter, what I like to do, instead of just looking at them, is 24 palettes. At first, I'll put them into like 3 subcategories. Categories that I'm not really fussed about, a category that is kind of in the middle, and then a category that I absolutely love. We're getting into the absolutely love category now, so just bear with, because I'm going to be singing praises for a very long time. So let's talk about the palette that I'm actually wearing today. I've only used this once, so I couldn't put this any higher. This is the brand new release from the Pastel Roses. It is the Moonlight palette. And again, what did I say about stars? Put a star or a moon on something, I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna lie, at first when I saw the promo pictures for this, I was a bit like, okay. But seeing it in real life, it's a lot prettier than online. And I feel like that is the thing about a lot of palettes. A lot of palettes you really need to see with your own eyes to really appreciate. I've used these 3 shades on the bottom row, the black, the purple, and the pink in my blend today. Then I used the black as like a liner. Then I used Twilight Glow, which is this green. And then I used Milky Way, which is this blue on my lid. And honestly, love it. Love it. This was one that I got sent very, very recently, like in the past few days. And I'm just really, really happy with it. I really, really do enjoy it. These 2 like first rows in particular, let's like cover this one up. That's stunning to me. I love a cool tone moment. You guys know? You guys know. I've been through this way too many times. But I'm really even excited to do like just like a taupe look with like these shades at the top. I love a taupe look now. I'm a taupe girl. Who'd have thought? But this is so beautiful. Another smashing release. I just love them so much. And again, Caitlin 20, get 20% off. You're welcome. So remember those Crushed Diamonds palettes that we spoke about way back when, like 20 years ago when we started that video? Well, they're returning. The next palette, this is in 10th spot. So we're on top 10 now, which is amazing. This is the Crushed Diamonds quad in the quad number 3. And this is the cool toned kind of purpley moment. And this is so pretty. This is so stunning. This gives Huda Beauty vibes to me. I don't know. Let me know down below if you can see it, or am I just crazy? Cool tones. Cool tones. I love them. I love them so much. This is like my everyday perfect kind of shade. These 2 at the bottom I really like because it's something a little bit different. It is these kind of more purple leaning shades and I just think they're stunning. That purple there, really pretty. I do like cool tone purples like a hell of a lot, and this is just so pretty. Again, it's like a compact, beautiful look. You don't have to think about it too much, and that is something else that I love about these palettes. Sometimes you see a massive color story and you're like, oh my god, what am I going to do with that? You don't have to worry about that with this, because this is just the color story. It's just like a really basic deepening, blending, 2 shimmers to choose from. Really pretty. I think they're so good quality, so compact, and I love these so much. They're so stunning. And I do take this one home quite a lot. If I want a cool tone look, but I don't want to use my That's Taupe, I want to add a little bit more kind of shimmer, a little bit more color, I will definitely take this one home because it is really, really pretty. I do really like it. It's cool tone. What did I say? In top 10, you will be seeing a lot more cool tone palettes. And I mean, I don't think there's any warm tone palettes in top 10, which it says a lot. I've definitely been converted recently and I'm not even mad about it because I love these color stories. Again, £11 for these amazing quads plus 20% off. Like, what? Insane. I've always said I really hate how makeup prices are so expensive these days, especially for indie duochromes. Like, whoa, that is insane. But I just love how the Pastel Roses keeps it basic, keeps it simple but stunning, and keeps prices down. Like, thank you. Thank you so much. At number 9, we have a palette that I just fell in love with straight away as soon as I saw it. This was going back a year-ish now, and I'm so excited for this brand. This is the Titanium Fox's Poppy Quiet eyeshadow palette. This, I think, is the only warm-ish tone palette in top 10, and I absolutely adore it. So yeah, I guess I lied. We do have a bit of a warm tone palette in top 10, but this is fun warm tones. This is something so fun. Like even these like greeny bluey shades, they do pull a little bit warm. These are just like bright, fun, amazing shades. And I mean the shimmers in this palette are nuts. Like nuts. This is one of my favorite shades in the world. This is Poppy Cry, and it's just like it's just petrol. It looks like petrol, and it is so smooth and stunning and vibrant. It does have a bit of a purple reflect to it. Not sure if you're gonna be able to, I don't know. I hate trying to show duochromes on here because trust me, it's just gorgeous, okay? I've even done like a very basic look with these three like very neutral warm tones and loved it. This quality is insane. This brand is insane in the best possible way. I am so excited whenever they say they're releasing something new. I just jump for joy because I know that the quality is going to be absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, and every single time it is. Their color stories are different as well. Like this is kind of a rainbow palette-ish, but it's something new, it's something exciting. Both of their other palettes, I've never seen color stories quite like them, and that is, again, a massive, massive plus. Just, oh my gosh, stop it right now. I just think that this brand is so good. I cannot wait to see what they come out with in the future. I keep saying that. They have just released a palette recently, which, again, I will speak about in a minute, but to say that this is the least favorite palette from Titanium Foxes is a crime, but it just proves how amazing this quality is in general. Like, I love it so much. Mwah, love you. I'm so sorry you're at the bottom of the Titanium Foxes list, but someone's got to be there, and it's going to be a good palette because this whole brand is just chef's kiss amazing. Love it so much. At number 8, we have a palette that I did review last year. I bought this with my own money. This is the Culturals palette from Cosmic Beauty. And again, cool tones, yes please. Are we surprised? No, we are absolutely not. I really love this palette. It gives a neutral theme, but with a twist. And I think we all need that. These shades are so unique. Like I really do love these like super grungy, cool toned purpley grays. Beautiful. Even these up top here, really stunning, and I really like this palette. Even this pink up here, Crave, at first I was like, oh, a pink, I'm probably not going to use it that much. However, it works really well as a last transition just to blend everything out. So even that one, I'm shocked that I actually like. Like, who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? I just think all of these shades are so pretty. One thing I would add, if I could, is just a neutral brown. There is this shade Natural, but it is very warm tone leaning. Not warm tone, like kind of red leaning, but a cool red. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Probably not, but I'd love for this just to be like a normal brown, just to work with some of these shades up here. I think that would be amazing, but other than that, like, I have no complaints whatsoever. I really love this. This is the one and only Cosmic Beauty palette that I've ever tried, and honestly, I'm so excited. They have just been sneak peeking their Lovers palette, and I'm like, I've got my eye on it. I really have got my eye on it, because that one, I don't know, I'm guessing kind of like neutral, maybe? I don't know. If you've seen the cover, leave your guesses down below. I'm thinking like neutral with a twist, but this is so pretty. I'm so happy I bought this. I use this all the time. Love it. At number 7, we're popping back to Titanium Foxes. This is their newest release. This is the Grackle Chat palette. This is, again, a little bit more neutral, but just stunning. Like, I took this home over Christmas holidays and I use this to death. I absolutely love this. Is it kind of neutral with a twist? Yes, but I absolutely love it. I even did a look with this shade Winter Blood, this orange, and then this bright red, and I loved it. Like, who'd have thought? Like a really warm tone look. I loved. I then, of course, did a look with these taupey shades, absolutely stunning and beautiful. My initial review was with these kind of more greeny shades. Again, stunning. I just love this so much. I need to use this one though. Oh my god. That is ridiculous. Look at that. Oh my god. I need to use that like right now. I think it... that just says it all. That says it all. That swatch just says it all. I think it is just beautiful. Just so beautiful. And again, it's something different. It's kind of like jewel tones, but neutral, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm so happy with this palette. I'm so unbelievably grateful to be working with this brand, because honestly, this is the indie brand of the future. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see them evolve and become so big. Like I'm hoping, I'm praying. This palette, 1 in a million. Absolutely love it. Mwah. Even the fact that I did a warm tone look with it and liked it. Wow. At number 6 spot, I have an oldie but a goodie. This was bought by myself and it is the only palette from Odin's Eye that I did by myself. This is the Christmas Eve palette. This released years and years and years ago. But again, those cool tone shades are so up my street. I love this so much. I did take this home over Christmas because, I mean, Christmas Eve palette, it was the perfect time and I absolutely loved it. The shimmers in this are just insane. Even these, like, again, these taupey shades I absolutely loved. I played around with these so much. These blues, like, I love blue so much. Absolutely amazing quality. I just think that this is just one of the greats. One of the... Odin's like, can we do more of this? Can we do more of this? Because this was so good. I'm so happy with this. I'm so glad I bought it. I got this on re-release. I think it was a Christmas present. I didn't get this when it originally launched and I was gutted. And then they re-released it and I was like, mine. Mine. And I'm so glad I got it again. It is just absolutely baffling how stunning this palette is. I will love this till the day I die. I love it. Even this shade, Softly, it's like a sicky browny yellow shade. How beautiful. I do sometimes get a little bit confused by this colour story. Sometimes I am a bit like, I don't really know what to do with this. But again, it's the case of just taking a step back and doing something a little bit more basic. Not every look has to have 10 different colours in it. And I have to learn that that's okay. Sometimes I can just use these 2 shades and that's absolutely fine. With this as a wing. Oh my god, I need to do that, like ASAP. But yeah, really stunning palette. Cool tone, up my street. Beautiful. At number 5 spot now, we're getting close to the end of this video. I hope you're enjoying it. This is the Narimi Dusk and Dawn eyeshadow palette. This is a blue palette with a pop of pink in there. And again, the duochromes in this are insane. I've been absolutely loving indie quality recently because just the duochromes are magical. This unfortunately did arrive completely broken, which was nice. I had to repress a lot of these shades. However, I love these blues. These pops of pink, they're weird. They're not like pinky pinks. You can kind of see there, they're almost like bricky reddy pinks, which again, I love something a little bit more unique. And I really like this. This is obviously so pretty. Very similar to the last shade, actually. Kind of similar vibes. But that shade has a much less, like, powerful base to it. But very similar shades. I have got duochrome dust all over me. Just such a stunning palette. And I'm so grateful to C Beauty Mall for sending this over to me. Very up my street. Love this. Unfortunately, I've not used it that much. I definitely need to use it more, which again, I know I've said that so many times, but really pretty. I've had my eye on these for the longest time, so I knew my opportunity was there when they reached out and asked to send some things over, and I just think it's stunning. I think it's really pretty and blue. But that's all I have to say, just blue. At number 4, this is a palette I'm so proud. Like, I'm so proud. I know this is such a, what is it called? Parasocial relationship. There we go. Angie, I love you. This is the Galactic Visitor palette from Singe Beauty. Now, Angie shouted me out once and it made my whole life, so I may be a little bit biased, but this palette is truly so beautiful. And again, I need to pull it out more because, oh my gosh, look at it. I really want to do like a grey and yellow look. How stunning would that be? Like a smoky grey eye with like a bright pop of yellow like on the inner corner or on the lower lash line. I need to do that right now. I think this is so pretty. This came in the mail while I was off for Christmas break and I ran to the studio. I was not meant to be in the studio. I was meant to be at home, relaxing, kicking my feet up. I ran to the studio to film with this ASAP. And I finally got it up and I'm obsessed with this. I love this. I feel like me and Angie have very similar makeup aesthetics. We love contrasting colour stories. We love duochromes. We love blue. So of course I was gonna love this palette. I can't wait for the next things that Angie releases. This has the same smell. Oh my God, I need to message Angie like right now. This has the same smell as the Culturals palette. And it's the glue. I think it's the glue. It reminds me of my childhood. Like I get thrown back to my childhood as soon as I smell this. I've never noticed it in this palette though before. Is it weird I'm just sat here smelling eyeshadow palettes? Yeah, but I need to know what glue that is because that is my childhood. I don't know where in my childhood, but I just remember that smell so vividly. But the Culturals palette has it as well. Maybe I shouldn't be sniffing like glue, but anyway, I think it's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. I have so many looks planned with this and I cannot wait. I love how you can still do a little bit more of a neutral look as well if you kind of just stick up here. So pretty. I think everyone can absolutely love this, whether you're a neutral girl, whether you're a colourful girl. I think this is just really pretty and I'm so proud of Angie. Like I'm so like, I know I don't actually know her in real life, but like I'm so, yes. Number 3. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting close now. This is the next Narimi palette that I tried, and this is the Gold Crow palette. This is very, very green, blue, yellow, and I absolutely love that color story. I call it like an electric color story because that's what it reminds me of, and I just really, really like this palette. Greens aren't normally something I gravitate towards, but this has got me. I think this is stunning. This again did arrive absolutely shattered and my heart broke when I saw it, I'm not gonna lie, but I managed to fix it all and managed to put it all back in its place. And again, this is a palette that I really wanted for the longest time and just never bought until now. I finally have it in my collection. Even this chartreusey green. Chartreusey green, we've been through this. If you know, you know. I love these as pops of colour. I think they're stunning. Even just these 3. Like a smoky blue look with like this just somewhere. Amazing. I need to do that like now. This is the problem with videos like this. I start talking about palettes and I start thinking of all these looks that I can do and I just want to like wipe my makeup off and do about 20 looks. But I know my eyes will hate me if I do that. So I'm going to keep that in mind because I definitely need to do that look with this. I think it is going to be so beautiful and I just love this so much. The quality is amazing. The mattes are so pigmented. The shimmers are amazing and beautiful. Let's swatch this green. I know I've not been like swatching everything, but I need a new place to swatch. Hang on, I'm getting a bit low. There we go. That's the green there. It's not a duochrome, I don't think. It might have the tiniest bit of yellow in it, but it's not like a duochrome. But even that, like, just so pretty. It's so pretty. My hand is so shimmery. Oh my gosh. Such a stunning palette. So happy I own it. Need to use it more. Number 2. It's getting real. It's getting real. Some of you may kind of know the 2 palettes because I mean I talk about these all the time, but at number 2 spot, this is the Titanium Fox's Poppy Storm eyeshadow palette. This is their first ever release and honestly, how? Because it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. When a brand new brand comes out and they release their first palette, you always kind of think, oh, okay. But this, they came out and they were like, nah, we're gonna smash it first time. This is a perfect mix of cool tones and warm tones. I feel like this is what the Odin's Eye palette, the half and half palette, wanted to be, but like separated. But I think having them all mixed in together make it look so cool. Like, so cool. I love these, like, this, like, teal and this red next to each other. I find that so satisfying. And even having this, like, grey in here, I love this palette so much. I think it is so pretty. Just even to look at, I just find the colour story so satisfying. And again, you can do so much with this. I love contrasting colour stories on my eyes. So doing, like, a red half and a blue half of the same look, like, I love it. I love it so much. It really, really calls to me. And this is just stunning. I love it so much. What am I going to swatch? Let's swatch Welcomed Rain. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Blue, teal, purple. Absolutely drop dead gorgeous. If you have not tried Titanium Foxes and you love indie palettes, run. Run, 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 run. And finally, number one. My number one spot. Some of you may already know what this is, but honestly, this palette is drop dead gorgeous. This is the Pastel Roses Crushed Diamonds quad, and it is quad number 4. Now, at first glance, some people will be like, what the hell is that? It is a palette of iridescent shades. I promise you, they're not all the same shade. They are very, very different, and they can be used in any look ever. We have a yellow, a blue, a pink, and a green. Just, oh my god. The whole concept of this is so pretty. They're topper shades that you can use with any look to just add a little bit of colour without being like in your face crazy. Inner corner shades as well. Perfect for inner corners. Just beautiful. I've never had like an opal kind of quad before, but these are stunning. You could not pull this out my cold dead hands. I promise you that. I think it is so beautiful. The amount of times that I've done a look and just been like, it needs something more. And I've pulled this out and been like, yep, I'm so happy with it now. I love this so much. I could go on and on and on and on and on about it. I have gone on and on and on and on and on about it in multiple different videos, so I will keep this short and sweet. But if you buy anything from this list, buy this. Code Caitlin20. This is $11.99 retail price. With that 20% off, you're getting a steal, and I love this so much. I can't put this down. Oh my goodness me. So this is it. I've been filming for an hour. An hour! It's been a long video. If you made it to the end, comment a flower emoji for the Pastel Roses, because I mean, they're amazing and incredible, and this palette I love so much. So if you did make it to the end, comment a flower emoji, because you are an absolute real one. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely like and subscribe, because I love indie palettes. I love bright, fun, colourful makeup, and I will be continuing my little ranking series, so stay tuned for that. But this is it. I'm going to rest my voice a little bit, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.